Hey guys, and welcome to Saturday Strolling with the Orchids. I wanted to start outside. Look at the columbine. Like, this is the best blooming that I've had since I've gotten them. I think I put them in here, and I want to say it was 22, 21, but oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Oh my. Loving the delicacy of these flowers. Even on this one, it's not doing quite as well. I'm sorry for that back, but look at this. Look at all of these blooms that are getting ready to open on this one. And then my hostas came back. I was kind of concerned. This one over here is struggling a little bit, and there is one over there I inadvertently stepped on, but also this columbine. Look at this. This one here is the smallest out of all of them, but doing well with 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 blooms going to come up on that one. But look at the big mama of them all. Look at that gorgeousness. I just love these little honeycomb blooms. Doesn't that kind of remind you of a little honeycomb? Just absolutely gorgeous. And then Miss Piggy, that's the name of this one. It's coming back. I thought I may have lost it because I did not cover it for the winter, but you know what? Look at all the new growth on that. That's the one with the big pretty pink blooms. And then while we're at it, let's just check out our little succulents over here. Do need to clean this one out. And I have a question, if any of you know, how can I take some of this off of here? And I guess, you know, take a lot of this new growth. I want to kind of spread some over there where it's just the red, and right here where it's just the red, and kind of integrate some of the green. If anybody knows, leave it in the comments below, because my idea is just to chop it down in the far, like from here back, and then just chop it and then just throw it in there. So let me know if that's not the right thing to do. This rose bush here has just been in constant bloom since I've gotten it. These I was hoping would be open because these are the most beautiful blooms when it is completely open. As you can see, it's got the patterning in it. And then my climber here, which does not have a proper trellis, is getting ready to explode with blooms. So we should see those later this week. I'm so excited. All right, guys, let's go inside and see what's new with the orchids. And welcome to my new setup. I love this thing, guys. I love it. It just, look how much space is open. You remember how bunched up everything was? And believe it or not, almost all of the plants that are on this new shelving were in and amongst all of the tables and the plant stands that I had. I just love the way this, I've been staring at it. I put it up yesterday. It's actually been in my house for a week. It arrived last Sunday, and all week I was like, oh, I want to put it together. I am glad I waited until I did not have to go to work the next day, because I had to take this thing apart. Oh, I think it was like 6 times, because the directions, they're good, except for they don't show you where all the little extra holes are for like the pole and the shelving. And so I had the holes all in the wrong place. I take it apart, put it back together. But now that it's done, oh my goodness, love it. So we're going to go look over there in a moment. We're going to start on the bench like we always do. Well, 99% of the time we do. Oh, let's just admire the beauties. I did move. I know I'm all over the place. Sorry, guys. I'm just so excited. So I did move my little phylogeny from the middle of the living room wall there up against this hook. And as you can see, maybe you can't see with the glare, but her leaves, they are kind of not quite touching that wall there. So I think she'll do better there, and she doesn't cover most of the light, because she was covering a lot of the light in that area. And I actually hung her over there just to kind of get her out of the way when I was redoing everything. And I was like, oh, I really like her there. So baby's not in the corner, but she's not center stage either. But she's still looking fabulous. So let's start over here. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Also, I'm not going to mention any of the Hoyas that you may or may not see scattered throughout the collection today. I'm going to do a video on my Hoyas. I'll give you an update on the ones that I showed you about, I think it was 2.5, 3 months ago. And then I'm just going to show you what I've gotten since. Someone has a problem a problem. And I admit it. If there is a Hoya Anonymous group out there, I'm already a member of the Orchids Anonymous group, where we talk about our, I'm going to call it collection habits. Let me know. But Scary Princess, I'm not going to move her, because I don't move her any more than I have to, except for I don't know if I can just show you guys this new growth that is still, there she is. Do you see it peeking out right there? Barely. But that new growth is still going just fine. And then I am going to just lift her straight up just to show you. Look at the roots. They are going down, down into the media. So there is hope. There is hope that she will stick around. This is my no ID pink dendrobium, and I'm still waiting on new roots. I don't know what she's doing. I may need to take her out of the pot and just really give her a good once over, because it's been several months since she completed that growth and nothing is going on. Red apple, just working on leaves. I did move the Marasaki that used to sit on a stand over here on the bench, and it's doing fine. My Sensor Blue is, these girls are just going to be strappy. I love Singus. Oh my God, Zygopetalum and Zygonesias, and I just love their strappy leaves. I don't know where I'm going to put these when they all three start getting really scrappy, but you know what? We will find a slot. But the new growth is still coming right on along on that one. Macrobay Pops is still not showing us his lovely bloom there. And this Vanda, this is the, the Col Marie. I don't know. Like looking at it here, it looks like she's getting enough light, but I don't like how this looks. I think it's a little crowded, but I don't want to put her over there because she might get a little crowded there as well. And look at the big bird up there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, she's trying to eat from the small, and I have another bird feeder in the back for the big ones, but they insist on trying to get into this one here. Look at her. And then we've got the little one that is eating, not at all bothered by the overseer up there. And I do have a larger bird feeder in the back just for them. Oh well, I guess they eat what they want to eat, right? And let's see, but that's what I was talking about. So I don't know if this Vanda's getting enough, and I'm not growing outside this year. Just not doing it. I don't feel like I can give them the attention that they need outside. I've lost or am losing several orchids that I've grown outside simply because I just didn't keep up with their care. It's on me. It's not being grown outside. It's me not taking care of them the way they need to be outside, if that makes any sense. But I don't really like her right here. I would like to put her over there, but then I feel like that's just going to make that area a little too congested looking, because now that this has opened up, I love it. Now, does that mean I'm not going to put any plants in that empty space? I'm not going to make any promises. I'm going to try to keep this area nice and clean. Of course, I also have to figure out what I'm going to do with my basket now, because this is the basket that holds my, what I call daily supplies. Like, it literally has everything I need. It has my clippers, my cinnamon, has my my wire, the burlap, my potting mat. It's got some rope in there. It's got my gloves. It's got my cleaning gloves. Like anything that I would need in taking care of all of these guys, it's in there. So I need to find a place where that's readily accessible. And it used to sit underneath the table that used to sit right here. So now I have to figure out what to do with that. Excuse me. So what we have on this lovely shelf is we have one of my psychopsis, and it's the one that has the newest growth on it, and I'm trying to get the growth to go that way instead of this way. We'll see. And then I did move my other Oncidium Twinkle over here, and when I moved it, I noticed we've got two new growths. So we've got that one there, and then we've got this new growth, and then these two on the sides are the ones that have been growing. I've got my Jiho's Pink Girl here. And then we've also got the other twinkle that used to sit on the bench where the Murasaki is, that last week we saw 2 spikes. So there was this one and this one. And then when I moved it, we have us a 3rd spike. So we may have several spikes just popping up because she's got several mature growths and she should be in bloom. I wonder, oh, I cannot wait for them all to bloom. Maybe they'll be really nice and intense in the smell. Because normally like they smell, but I have to be kind of like this close to them to smell it. So I would love for them to just take over the whole room. That'd be great. And then back here, I have the Fred Clark After Dark and then my Lycaste growing here. And this shelf did come with these grow lights. So it does come with the little grow lights. And of course, they're not the ones I like. They're the yellow, but you know what? They work. They'll do for now. And then up here, I did move the Phalaenopsis Mewtwo King Bellina. And she did actually finally, guys, get her repot. Let me just pull her out so I can show you. So she did get her graduation gift, and she did get to move on up. And I just moved her to a 6-inch. She was in a 5-inch. I just moved her up to a 6. I think this is a 6 or a 7. Let's see. Yep, 6-inch. Look at there. I remembered. So she is nice in there and growing that nice, lovely leaf. And then I did move my Phalaenopsis niveum over here as well. And then we have this snake orchid. I'm not going to say the name. If I can get it to focus, there you go. That's what that is. And then I also moved Pink Profusion over here because as you know, I don't know if you remember or not, but last week we did see that beautiful spike there. And she is finishing off this growth back here, so she might actually give us another spike on that one as well. I moved my Dendrobium unicum over here. I believe this cane is complete. So now what I'm doing is every day I am looking for another cane. So you guys put the thoughts out there. Grow another cane for the year. Then I have my Oncidium Twinkle Oro over here, which again is finishing off lots of new growth, so we may or may not get a spike on that one. And then the Twinkle, I know I said I was going to cut this spike, and I am, but I'm going to let her absorb it a little bit before I just cut on it. And then that is the Spring Pleasure in the back with my Angraecum leonis in the front, which I was trying to figure out what was going on with my leonis. I did take her out of the pot. She had very little roots. So I repotted into primarily moss with some perlite and small bark chips in there. And I just reused the media that she had already come out of. That's why you kind of see a little bit of stuff there. Excuse me. And then I have the Red Fantasy here. And just because I needed something big here to cover up the, excuse me, all the cords and stuff. What's going on with my voice? Okay, guys, sorry about that. I did have to stop it. I did go get me some coffee. I probably should have made tea. Not sure why my voice is going in and out today, but that's kind of why this is coming out a little bit late, because I was waiting for my voice to clear up. Apparently, it's like, nope, we're going to do what we're going to do. So back to LA Orchids. Let me get me a little more coffee. One sec. All right, so this is the Pacra or Patra. Is it Patra or Pacra? Leave it in the comments because I'm not sure. She's pretty much in the same spot that she was in before. She's just sitting a little bit lower, whereas before she was kind of even with the windowsill there. But now she's kind of in her same little spot. And let me move my coffee, because if I don't, I'll end up knocking that over as I'm walking around not paying attention. I moved the Cuculata up here. So she is getting nice bright light from this grow light that I'm pointing at. I'm not going to put the camera right into it. And then I'm going to step on my stool. So the Gigantea, as you can see, is still doing a marvelous up there. And then I think I am going to just cut the spike off of this one, because this came with a spike, and that spike's been there for a few years. She's growing leaves, but as you can see, her leaves are not quite as long as they were before. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that spike and let her focus on some more vegetative growth. Maxillaria with the really long name, if I can get it into focus. There it is. But look at all that growth. Look how quickly she's growing. And guys, I'm you know, I know I pat myself on the back a lot on this one, but the fact that she's in a mounted pot, so to speak, and she's growing and I'm able to keep up with her watering needs, I'm loving that. I'm so proud of myself for that. The Big Sky is doing a marvelous, and with her, I haven't been letting the moss dry out completely because she did just recently get remounted, and I want to make sure that she stays nicely hydrated, especially because that new growth right there will be kicking out new roots shortly. And then wait till you see it. Look. Orange Kiss has started to open up her blooms. Tell me that is not just the cutest bloom ever. And it's actually fairly large compared to what she's been giving me. Normally they're normal, I use the word normal, Oncidium blooms, the little smaller ones, but look how large those are. Let me see if I can get my hand up there in comparison. No, I can't. I don't have the stool close enough. But, and I'm not sure why she's starting in the middle and not on the end. But you know what? I'm not questioning it. She's blooming. But I love. Look at the brownness, the little tan and orange with the. Can you see the almost like burgundy trimming around the sepals and the petals? Oh my goodness, she is just lovely. I love her. And she, like I've said before, practically blooms off of every new growth. Now, this one that she's on, the other growth did not bloom, but I don't think I kept it hydrated enough. So this time, I have two more growths growing back here, and I have been keeping her nicely hydrated, so she should be fine. This is the Oncidium that we took apart about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. Some of the older bulbs are dying off, but a lot of the newer growth is still continuing, so keeping an eye on that one. And then look at the Takanaga. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And I know that looks really tight, but she's really loose in there. She's got plenty of room to, if you look right there, there's lots of space for her to thicken up that cane if she wanted to. Sweet Memory Ladora here is sitting on up here. I'm hoping that with this, we have some new roots coming in because her media, I keep it damp. I don't even keep it wet. I literally just squirt some water in there about every 4 days, and that is that. I moved the Spectabilis over here just because I wanted to kind of put that somewhere where I could kind of really monitor, and it's easier to just take this one, grab that, and go than it was right here where I had to move a bunch of things. And then this is our Sherry Baby Sweet fragrance that was sent to us by Miss Sherry. Thank you again. And then I moved the Dusty Rose, and she smells so good. Smells like I'm doing laundry in my living room. Love it. Love it. And then my No ID Dendrobium here, the white one. She hasn't started swelling the growth. It's just still sitting there. And then, of course, my Paphiopedilum, oh my goodness, Spicerianum. I thought this was going to be a bloom, you know, but it is not. It is a new leaf, but look how long this leaf is compared to the previous growths. I'm loving that. So loving that. Oh, I did not show you guys our Hawaiian treat. Look at all the new growth coming out of that thing. Look at that. Look, I love it. Now if she would just bloom, that would be even better because her blooms are so stunning, and I've not seen them since I purchased her in 2020. I don't know. I've had her for at least 4 years, if not longer. At least 4 years, if not longer. Let me move my stool out of the way. So I'm not pleased. I haven't settled on this setup. The Pearl Cooper and the Maxillaria tenifolia, they're just kind of here because I needed to put them somewhere, honestly. This is not a final setup. I'm still working. It's a work in progress. As anytime you get a new piece of plant furniture, you have to kind of figure out where everything is going to go. Excuse me. And then I did cut the Richard A. Satake bloom. We got to see it. Now I want it to focus on new growth. So I did cut the bloom after last Saturday's strolling video. I'm still keeping up with the watering needs of our Miltonia of here. So let's see, where's that new growth? There it is. Sorry guys, I don't know what you guys were just looking at. There it is. And then we are having a senescing leaf here. I'm not sure why, because it is one of her top leaves. As you can see on this cane, this is the bottom leaf. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'll have to look into that. And then we do have a keiki coming off of there. I moved the Candy Sparks red stripe right here just because, well, I don't know why. I don't know why. I just put it there. Like I said, all of this is kind of a work in progress. These are still kind of all the same. Nothing new going here. This one I moved off the Cattleya shelf because I need room on that Cattleya shelf, to be honest with you. I need to redo all of the shelving and get everybody together. And then let me get up here. I am also going to be doing a update on all of my summer fall girls, and I was counting. I think I counted one time I had 28. I counted again, I had a 32. So anywhere between 28 and 32 falls we're going to be talking about. Look, we have new buds are coming, and I just noticed we have us a dropped bud, but that's okay because if you look, she is swelling there and there, so both of those are going to be in bloom at the same time. And then of course, look, Belina decided to go, here, I'll show you guys what I look like off to the side. I'm just going to turn my head. And then the wild type, like within a couple of days ago, lost the one flower that she had, and then we'll have another bloom. And then this Belina decided she was going to go ahead and open up for us. So I'm going to do a video on just all my Belina types. I think that's how I'll break down my summer girls, is I'll do one video on all of the Belinas and Belina crosses, because I have a few, and then a separate video will be on everybody else. So keep a lookout for that. And it looks like Yapon Evergreen is kind of fading away there. Looks like she's getting ready to let it go, let it go. And Abonensis back there, still teasing me, just slowly but surely teasing me. And I think that spike back there, I think I'm just going to cut that one off, because every time I water, I have to be really careful not to get water in that one. So I think I'm just going to cut that one off, because I do have the other one. Anything over her going on? And then this is the shelf. I just need to redo the shelf. I don't like the aesthetics of how this shelf is, where I've got stuff in this corner, nothing in this corner. And it's because I took the Horace Maxima crossed with Potnera Dick Smith, and I did put it over there in the corner. And there's all my extra plants that didn't fit, which is really just kind of some of the big, more strappy ones. Or that bedroom, I'm getting ready to go in there and just redo. I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of tired from doing the shelf. But back to this, I'm not quite pleased with how everything is set up. So I just need to redo. Like, I need to take one of these lights, put it down here, one of these lights, put it there, kind of even out the lighting, because I really like the way this lighting looks. And this here is more the purpley. Anybody else get like that? They're just like, oh, I don't like the way this looks. Like, it's just all over the place. Same thing with this one here. It's just kind of everywhere. As you can see, I've been doing a little bit of cleaning. I've been doing a little bit of binning. I have been quite the orchids lately, all of which are my personal orchids. I have not binned any of the ICPUs, but I'm thinking we may need to really review them all and see which ones we're going to keep and which ones are going to go. And we need to get into some of the pots like this one, because this one here is really struggling, and we've had this one since November, but we're going to give it a chance, So let's do an ICPU video as well. This is another ICPU. This is the Ox Spot Queen, and she's grown 2 leaves since I've gotten her. She's gotten this one and this one. And then let's just look inside her pot and see if we can do this without breaking any of the other roots. Let's see. Well, she's got some new root growth going on in there because we do have this beautiful aerial root that rejuvenated itself, and then we've got those roots going down in there. So she's actually, I mean, she's doing fine. She's not doing as much as I'd like her to, but you know, she's doing fine. She also needs to be dusted. And up here, look how fat this leaf is getting. Like, I love that. Love that for her. And of course, I'd love it even more if she would just give us another bloom. And then this is the savory orange that I did cut the spike on that one, just working on the new leaf. And then I turned this one that has the spike coming towards the light because, and again, it's still going in a weird direction. So I'm just, you know what, I'm just gonna let that spike do what it wants to do because it just wants to go backwards. Just gonna let it do. I don't care anymore. You do you, boo. You do you. And then this is another one of our ICPUs from September that has bloomed and is doing well. And these spots you see on here, guys, is dust and from the ceiling. I did some drilling and the fan was on and it kind of got everywhere. I thought I got everybody. It's not the pesty pests that I've been fighting, except for, let me see, except for on this one. And just take that out of there. So let's double check. Let's see. Do we see any? It looks like we've got one right down there in that little spike. So we are just going to set that one like I've been doing in the middle of the floor, so I know I need to look at that one. And then let's see what else we've got going on here. You know, my loose berry hasn't bloomed in a while, and she's usually pretty good at blooming, so I wonder what's going on with her. Like, she's doing lots of root growth and leaf growth, but no blooming, which, I mean, I'm not complaining because she did need a break from the blooms. This is my moonlight here, doing rather well. And then I thought we would look at these gorgeous blooms one more time before I cut them. This is our ICPU from November, I believe. Yes, one of them from the November 2023 shipment. And look at those. But we are going to cut those blooms today when I'm done so she can work on some vegetation for the year. Okay, let's see if we can get this through this. If we can get our words together, let's see if I can get through this in one take. This is take 5, so let's see what we've got. But this one is the Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus. But this is the one I'm going to keep here at the house. The other one I'm going to take to my job because we've got this empty space by our counter that just looks naked and looks like it needs a plant. So I have an extra plant for now, and we're just going to throw it in there. I'll take a plant stand. I take care of the plants in the office anyway. It's shocking. And look at her. I moved this one over here. I love this. I don't know. I just love these blooms. I love these blooms. They're so cute. Just cute. The jewel orchid I did move over here, and then this is I don't know if this is the white one or the pink one or what, but I'm kind of over that one. I did lose my Adene tree here, so I'll have to figure out what else to put there. This Zygonesia zygopetalum, I don't think likes this spot anymore. It used to be fine over here, but now she's just, I don't know, she looks so sad and strappy. I have to figure out what we're going to do with her. And then we've got all of these girls up here doing fine. This is one of our March ICPUs that, look at that nice strong leaf coming. So I do need to take back some of the drier sheathing there so that the roots can get in easier. And I believe that is at the beginning of a root right there. So I'm just going to set her right here for now. So I know I need to do something with her. And let's see. I love this peperomia. Oh, did I show you guys my peperonia obtusifolia, the variegated version? I think I did. If not, I'll show it to you guys at one point. I moved the ivy down here. She used to sit up there. I moved her down here. But we do have the lovely lady sitting up there. And then let's just look at the hookeriana. We haven't pulled him down in a while. Let's see what we got here. Oh, and you know, I love the strappy leaves on this one. I really do. Oh, we've got roots. I just noticed that. I hardly ever take this one down except for to water it. And I probably need to freshen up his moss because he's been in there for a minute. And then Second Love, let's see what's going on with it. No new growth, but look at the size of that cane, that new one. Well, if you can see it, look at that. It's getting nice and juicy and filling out. Loving that. Don't see any new growth. This one grows all year for me. Of course, I do grow inside my house where it's, you know, nice and controlled. And then the Equestris here. So this is, I let it dry almost completely, so I don't overwater this one because she had very little roots when I put it back in here. And once I see roots really growing in there, then I will keep it more damp. But for now, I do let her almost dry out. Once I see, let me get this out of here. Once I see it's kind of dry on the outside, I do wait about a day or so, and then I will water. Because if you look right there, that's still a little damp. And then also I do it by the weight. We're not going to talk about the Paphiopedilum that still has not been repotted. And we're not going to talk about that. But my Horse Maxima, I really think I need to let it go. Yep, I need to do the frozen and just let it go. Because I don't think it's going to recuperate. It's not. And then Yellow King is doing something really weird. Here, let me do this. Looks like it is going to try to bloom. But we are not going to allow that. I will be cutting that spike. I have to let it get out enough so I can cut it. But we will be cutting that spike because it is in no condition to a bloom at the moment. That would be a stress bloom, not a healthy bloom. And then nothing really exceptional going on here except for everybody is continuing their growths. I've got a new leaf coming on the Young Home, which is, this is the name of the company. It's not the name of, like, it's not a, that's the company, and then they named it Godspeed. It's pink, or white and pink. And then down here, and I was going to show you guys something. So it is time to water this jewel orchid. But if you have a jewel orchid that, let's see if I can get it where, I'm going to set it over here. So give me a second. Excuse me, Winter. Climb over the dog there. But if you have a jewel orchid, well, if you have the Ludicea here, that is, if it gets strappy, if you let it kind of dry out where you can kind of manipulate the stems like these two, then you can kind of wrap it. And then what I do is I lay it on top, and I'm going to add a little bit of bark just right on top of both of these stems to kind of bury them, and then they'll produce new growths in that area. But you have to let it dry out pretty good in order. See how this one here, if I wanted to, I could turn it and put it right here and kind of fill in that space if I wanted to do, and then she'll root in that space as well. So that's just a little trick you can do to kind of get them to go where you want, because it does get kind of long and leggy, and then you have these empty parts. And to kind of fill it back in, you can do that. And let me see, where's the, oh, let me show you on the other one. That's what I did with this one right here. And as you can see, all of the newer growth. And that's because I took and just kind of moved the vine. See how it's creating growths off of those little spots there? And that's all I did, is I just let it get loose enough. Like right now, I would not be able to bend. This one is super firm, super firm. See how much firmer that is? But if you want to fill it in, and then right here, because this is coming off of a growth that's kind of wrapped and buried, but you can fill in your pot that way. But here is the obtusifolia variegated. Look at this. Like when it first starts growing in, it's like that creamy color, and as it matures, it gets the green. I just think that is beautiful. And yes, she is a little beat up. This is kind of how I got her. She's a lot healthier now. I got her on sale, actually, at the local grocery store, but look at all the new growth coming in. Love that. And I wanted to show you guys the spider plant that I got from the Orchid Supply Store and how well it is doing in this coconut basket. So these older ones that you see, of course, are the ones that came with her. And I believe this came in, oh my goodness, is it November, December, January? I haven't had it in there very long, but look at the new growth. Look at this. Look how gorgeous is that. Look how long. Look at that. I am loving that. And then all of that new growth up there. So don't forget, you can get a 12% discount by going to orchidsupply.com. Put that in the coupon code area and get that 12% off of any purchase. He does ship free in the continental United States. And I moved the Spaghorn, which I also got from Orchid Supply Store. Now this one did come in one of the ICPU packages, but look at all the new growth. Look at all the new growth. Loving that. And then quick question for those of you who grow pothos. I say this is the pothos Manjula. Someone told me it was the Jade and Pearl, but the Jade and Pearl is the more white and green, I believe. And it's definitely not an Enjoy. So let me know if you grow the pothos, if you know this is a Manjula or not. And if not, which one is it? Because it's not the Marble Queen, but either way, she's gorgeous. Slow grower though. And then my poor Pox here is putting out some root growth and definitely needs to be watered. And on the note of watering, I'll see you guys next time.